pushed the button.
Oh, she's pushed the button.
Ah,
It's happening.
I caught you unawares.
She went so quickly.
She pushed the button. She's pushed the button. Oh. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ladies Wot Pod Series 2, episode 19, with a slightly different cast. Yes, Liz is on her holidays somewhere in the world, sipping cocktails that she keeps sending me photos of. And so we have a guest who has been mentioned many times on this pod.
Far more than she really thought she would.
So let's do introductions as usual. I'm Claire Jones. I'm newly back from Bristol. Normally wear a red hat and I'm one of the club photographers at Northampton Saints, Loughborough Lightning and Bedford Blues. And you are... Oh, and I live on the edge of the Fens, north of Cambridge. What's the weather like? It's sunny. There's a big thing in the sky that I'm not used to seeing. And you are Mrs C?
I am Mrs C, formerly Miss J. I am the daughter of the Red Hat and Sherpa One / the IT department. A lot of people around Franklin Gardens probably remember me a bit smaller, a little bit less old. I've been going to the Gardens. I think we said that last week. My first game was when I was about 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm now 28.
So it's a long
time. My mother told everyone
to bear that burden.
Yes. Yeah, you told it how old I was.
I haven't done. I'll tell you what I haven't done that I said I would do.
Which is?
Dig out the programmes that you used to draw all over.
Here we go. So I don't have an IT department.
Is it Andy from accounts?
It's Andy from accounts. He bought me a cup of tea.
Cup of tea has been delivered. Well done, Andrew. Well done. My son-in-law done good.
Thank you, husband.
Yes. So Andrew's not the IT department. He counts beans.
He is Andrew from accounts, and I've got to say, I am in lovely West Kent, and it's also beautiful blue skies here.
Beautiful blue skies. Excellent. Well, that's a fabulous start, Mrs C. Well done.
So, going back to the programme thing, just to explain what that was.
The programme thing.
When I was little and not particularly interested in rugby, but still going every week, because if you've met my parents, you'll understand. I used to doodle on the player headshots from the squad photos in the programme. And Christian Short, the legend, would always get a pair of shorts on his head. And I think it was most often it was Bruce Rehana, but sometimes Swani Tongaweya would get a lovely tiara. He had lots of moustaches.
Yes, there was a lot of adornment on that current squad. Yes.
Yeah, on that period.
And when you and Dad had a little ditty, the IT department had a little ditty. Christian Short and his shorts. Spencer. I don't know what that meant, but you two, it used to send you two into...
It used to make us really, really laugh. My dad was always my rugby buddy, bless him. We used to sit next to each other. We used to eat a lot of Haribo. For a very, very short period of time, my dad and I
have a fabulous claim to fame, don't you, talking of Haribo?
Yeah, so me and my dad, for a very short period of time, were in charge, when it was Twitter, of the Saints match day Twitter. If you remember ever, tweet from your seat, #block bingo, where we used to ask people around the ground to tweet from whatever block they were in, try and tick them all off. That was started by me and my dad. And so we used to have Haribo to keep us going through the game. We used to eat one at every scrum. And I was raised well and offered my Haribo to my fellow press bench denizens, one of whom happened to be
the fabulous Sarah Orchard,
rugby commentating legend Sarah Orchard,
and she reciprocated during a famous game. So you were on the press bench with Dad, with the IT department. That famous Leicester Tigers semi-final. If you listen very carefully to Radio Northampton's commentary that night, you can hear the IT department losing it in the background.
Oh my goodness. So because we were on the press bench, we were supposed to be trying to be impartial. We
Not a
failed
chance.
miserably. I sat there the whole time, like frantically typing just to give myself something to do. So if you look back at the tweets from that day, it's literally just me being like, "Sing, everyone! Come on, we're gonna win!" Maybe what? God, what year was that? That was 2014. So I'm 16-ish at the time, going a bit mad.
Different times. Yes,
Oh,
but
what
you
a
had a
good
lot
game.
of fun that season doing the Twitter. Yes,
It was
and I, of
great
course, was
fun.
sat
I
pitch
was
side.
so upset when my arch nemesis Tom Quar came and took it off me.
Yes, because unlike you, he knows what he's doing. Anyway,
I thought we did a great job. We had great fun.
yes.
Basically, the
Anyway,
only reason I was there is because, despite the fact that my father worked in IT his entire career, he's incredibly slow at typing. So he would just
yes,
tell me
because
what to
actually the
write.
club
and
wanted Tim to do the Twitter, and I think they realised when they saw his, one-fingered. Yes, that was never going to happen. You'd have had a
So
tweet
I
to
was literally
match.
there just to transcribe whatever my father told me and occasionally pithily respond to people who tweeted at us. Unbelievably, you're not going to believe this. A lot of people tweeted us complaining about the length of the queue at the bar. Like I had any control over that.
I'm tweeting you from the bar. Anyway, we should get back. But yes, so you have, as they say, rugby heritage. Very different to Liz, but you have a
I'm not
long relationship with the Gardens. So, and you do still come back, sit in my seat, don't you?
I do. I've sat in your seat more times than you have.
Well, I've never sat in my seat, despite I've had that season ticket for years. But anyway,
unfortunately, my husband is of a football family, but
we've converted him. It was when Tom Wood shook his hand walking into the press room and said hello, I think, that suddenly he realised the England captain and Saints captain walking up to you and having a chat with you, not knowing who the hell you were.
I did also once ask Ben Kay, because he was in the press room while we were waiting for you. I did also ask Ben Kay to convince him to be a rugby fan.
Oh, he did something useful. That's unusual.
I don't know if he succeeded.
Actually, we can talk Media Watch. We said there wasn't anything on Media Watch. We should talk about Friday's game at Kingston Park.
Friday's game at Kingston Park. Do you want to put that in?
Yeah, I've written it down on the list. Yeah, because there was a lot of media going on, wasn't there, little Thatch one? Anyway, so we're going to do things in chronological order because there's a lot of rugby again.
A lot of rugby.
And what I'm going to say out loud is Becca and I are following the tradition that Liz and I have established that this is a therapy pod.
Therapy pod.
This is a therapy pod. This is a therapy edition.
I have a clinical background.
Yes, you are a medical person, so, you know.
I'm not a doctor.
You're not a doctor, you're a pharmacist, but yes, or a drug dealer, as one of your father's mates call you. You've never heard that one before. So this is a therapy pod. So we will talk about the game at Bristol. Don't worry, everybody. But we're going to start. We're going to go chronological because a remarkable game happened on Friday evening, which left Sherpa 2 somewhat frustrated.
Sherpa 2, who I sometimes call my replacement because he has taken my place as my dad's rugby buddy sometimes.
Now, your dad is now described by Sherpa 2 as his support animal.
Oh, wow.
Because poor old Ryan goes through hell during a game and your father has to calm him down.
It does seem like it. So yeah, Bedford, Friday Night Lights versus...
Well, no, that's the thing, you see. If you've ever been to Nottingham's ground at night... In fact, I bumped into... I'm going to name drop it. I bumped into Rich Lane, former captain of Bedford Blues, at Ashton Gate last night. And we were talking about that game, and I reminded him of Dean Adamson's 100th try, or as I described it, 3 millionth try, in the gloom at Lady Bay, because the lights are frankly shocking.
So when you say you bumped into him,
shocking because
walk into him because you couldn't see him.
I couldn't see him. Yeah, we know they're really bad because Dave Rogers shot there when Saints played there last season, and his opening sentence to me when I arrived was, "Claire, the lights, to which I responded, welcome to my world, Dave.
Photography legend that is Dave Rogers.
Yep. So they were at Lady Bay, and it sounds like...
Wonderful name for a ground, just aside.
I think it's actually called the Lady Bay Arena.
Oh,
I mean, it couldn't be any less arena-like if it tried. But anyway, it's a lovely, old-fashioned... it's got a sort of cricket clubhouse style. I mean, and the away team dressing room makes Bath's dressing room look palatial. Yeah. So, having tried to shoot having tried to take photographs of the Shoe Army song there. Anyway, so it sounded like a bit of a dismal start.
It did.
To the game. 7-7 was it? 7-7? 7? I don't know. Anyway, but basically, Nottingham pulled away, and it looked like it was going to be one of those Friday nights. But somehow, and I have no idea how, because I haven't seen any footage of said thing, because I haven't got Clubber TV. I'm just reading it from the wailing of Ryan. They got back into the game and then nearly threw it away again. So it ended up being a 28-all draw.
It is the season of the draw.
Certainly is.
So the season when we won the Premiership last,
yes,
2023, was the first season in Premiership history that hadn't had a draw all season.
Wow!
And we managed it. We've drawn.
Oh, well, yeah, Bedford are in the champ. Bedford are in the champ, not the Prem.
Bedford are in the champ, but Saints have drawn, Loughborough have drawn, and Bedford have drawn.
Yes.
So
all these draws.
We've got a hat-trick.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go.
So it's 3 points on the road, and it looked hard work for the photographers again. But, as I said, they're in the top 6, which is where they need to be in the playoffs. Yeah, it would have been nice to get all 5 points, but hey, just take the 3 points and run. I would.
I mean, if from the sounds of the comeback, I think they'll be happy with 3 points rather than.
It could have been none. It could have been 5. It could have been none. But it ended up being 3.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well done to the Bedford boys, as always.
Yeah, well done.
We just for keeping going, if nothing else.
Yeah, not giving in. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And next, a very fun game that I did watch live.
Yes, because I was busily prattling about with cameras and being on the road and all the rest of it, but you actually watched it.
I was helping my sister-in-law, who's just bought her first house, build some dining room chairs. So I had my phone on one knee and I was Allen keying a chair with the other. But I did watch, and I watched it back this morning as well, just to make sure
wow, that's very good. That's very good.
It was a great
and it was
game.
An East Midlands Derby. So let's remind everybody: Loughborough Lightning versus Leicester Tigers, East Midlands Derby, and Loughborough were coming off a 2-week break because they had their rest week. Well, they had their bye week, then they had a rest week in the league. So the 2 weeks off, they're coming straight back into an East Midlands Derby. So to win as comfortably as they did.
And I think I'm more willing to be nice about Leicester women than I am about Leicester men. I won't say a single nice thing about Leicester men ever. But I think
you might have Leicester women. Once a tiger, always a tiger.
I think Leicester women played really well for how much they are behind some teams this season. They actually they played some really interesting rugby. They had some really interesting shapes. Some of I don't know their players very well. I'm very sorry.
Well, Georgie Lingham, who scored first. Georgie Lingham's who scored first used to play for Loughborough. So there's been a few swaps between the two teams.
There's been a bit, they were saying comms.
She scored first, and that try was pretty mint.
They were really good. Some of the tries they scored, they had one disallowed for a knock on. But yeah, I was impressed by them, but Loughborough were just in another gear. It was lovely Nick Heath on comms.
Oh, was it Nick Heath? Oh, the lovely Nick Heath at the Gardens. What top bloke? Top bloke.
During lockdown, we did his weekly quizzes.
Yes, we did. We did every week. So lovely. Although we did learn that somebody's in a cupboard. Who was it? Hoglog's in a cupboard.
Oh, Hoglog.
Hoglog is in a cupboard. Anyway, going
Free
back to
Hoglog.
rugby.
Hashtag free Hoglog.
But drag you back again. Bo Westcombe Evans. It was her 50th cap. Who'd have thought?
It was indeed, and didn't she act like it? 4 tries, 3 in the first
2
half.
in each half. No messing.
Was it 2 in each half?
Yeah, I think it was.
3 in the first, but it was 2.
It could be. Well, you saw it. I was,
4 tries either way. Wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
She looked absolutely raring, willing, and able.
Yeah. No, it was powerful stuff, and it's great to see. And of course, the star of the show and friend of this show,
friend of the pod,
Daisy Hibbert Jones, Captain Fantastic. Now we're a bit fed up because she actually did. I'm sure she's not, because she got that nice. Don't they get that nice bag of Clinique or something when they win?
They get something quite nice in the PWR.
Yeah, they get something quite nice. She was player of the match, and because it was the featured match, she'd have got a bag of something nice. So just in time for Christmas. Well done, Daisy.
The other person on comms, I'm very sorry I didn't write her name down, but she's the former coach of Leicester Tigers women.
Oh, the one that left. Oh,
the one that left a couple of seasons ago. She was very knowledgeable about rugby, but she also knew quite a lot of the players because they'd either played for her or just from being around the PWR. So she was very knowledgeable, very good, very interesting. Much better than the comms when they had a bunch of Leicester players commentating on.
We're going to talk about that when we come to later on Media Wot. Yes, because one of them was there last night. I don't know who the other one was, but anyway. But Daisy, just to show how much of a superstar she is, not only did she win Player of the Match, she was everywhere.
I was so annoyed when they picked her as Player of the Match, because I was like, right, that's an easy one, because I thought they were going to pick Bo for her 4 tries. So I was like, cool. The pod Player of the Match, easy. No, and then they picked Daisy. God damn it.
So she ended up at the silent disco.
She did, which looks great fun.
Looked loads of fun. She's still in all her finery gear, and she's dancing with Charlie, who's well known to Saints supporters and Loughborough supporters. And she's probably on cloud 9 because she's won the game. She's player of the match. What does she do? She goes and dances with the kids. I mean, how marvellous is that woman? Yeah. Just top woman. Top woman. And we love her. And she's ours. So everybody else, leave her alone.
Said the woman who spent several weeks trying to pinch Abby Dow from...
But I wasn't pinching Abby Dow from anybody. She'd left Ealing. So I was pinching Abby Dow from precisely... no one.
I'm trying to steal Maud Muir from Gloucester Hartbury.
Yes.
I'm a big Maud Muir fan.
Yes. Maud Muir, Lucid
prop.
See, no. Don't go upsetting Anne Young. I'm not having that.
I'm not trying to. I don't even necessarily want Maud Muir around for her rugby, though she's very, very good at rugby. It's more just because she seems like such a nice lady. I just feel like we'd have a nice time.
Yes, we do need to stick to the rugby. You might have noticed, ladies and gentlemen, Miss J gets easily distracted.
I'm sorry. I am my father's daughter.
Anyway, it's a big day for you, isn't it? Because you'll be watching a certain Grand Prix tonight.
Yes, it's actually going on right now.
Is it?
It is.
Are you sure?
The Qatar Grand Prix. I think it started at 2.
Oh. Which would be 7 o'clock in the evening, which would make sense.
F1, should we go on F1? I'm a big Formula 1 fan.
And have your own pod, don't you?
I do.
Anyway, yes, so well done to Loughborough with the East Midlands Derby. Bragging rights are suitably in at the Gardens again.
Yes,
You might
absolutely.
notice, everybody, Becca has the loudest keyboard in the known universe.
I'm sorry. If you keep wondering why I'm looking over this way, it's because I have a second screen that has all my notes and stuff for the podcast.
So, while Becca looks at what's happening to Lando and co, meanwhile, going in chronological order, whilst the Loughborough girls were running around the grass of the gardens, the wheelchair rugby players were up at Burton for the GBWR Development League. And well done to them all, because they had a cracking day, won all 4 of their games, convincingly, I might add. But it is notable because we're saying goodbye to a very special player who announced his retirement on the Saints show. And it is, of course, Jerry Mack.
Legend.
Nasher Mack himself, who has this... Well, when he plays, he bars his teeth. It reminds me of a certain director of rugby, actually, but yes, that's it. Mr. Dowson used to do something similar. Yeah. Although when he played for Newcastle, Dowson actually painted out some of his teeth, so it looked like he got teeth missing. Anyway, you wouldn't do that these days with these fancy mouth guards. So, Jerry, congratulations. Well done on a great career. And it's not over yet, because he's going off to be a coach. But well done to everybody. 4 good, solid wins against some tough opposition. So, and that development league is doing exactly what Jamie Higgins and the coaches hoped it would do. Which is develop players. So we've got a lot of youngsters coming through. And from what I hear, all the reports I hear, they played remarkably well. So well done then.
And if you want to support the wheelchair rugby team, buy a photo.
Listen to the woman. She talks sense.
This lady over there. Sorry, my camera's backwards. I'm not used to it. Support the wheelchair rugby team. Support Red Hat Photo.
Yeah. Red Hat Photo.
Well, maybe not any of the photos from Ashton Gate this week, but she's got an archive. You can have any game you want from the past 15 years.
Yeah. So next we should talk about what happened at Bristol. We should go there.
We have to.
We stick to the rules of the Ladies Wot Pod. Not that I imagine Miss J would do otherwise. Mrs C, God, I still love
I am Mrs C. I have only been Mrs C for about 2.5 months. So
but you're still Mrs C.
You're still early doors.
So we headed off down to Bristol, Ashton Gate, or as it's known in our house, the place that shall not be named. And it's still the place that shall not be named. There's something about it.
It's not our best away fixture, is it?
No. Although your father did witness somebody going up to a friend and saying, "All right, my lovers." So people do actually...
Love it.
Anyway, we last won there in 2021, George Hibbert told me. I probably could have worked that out. But the interesting thing is, that's when Mitch was playing. And I think if I was going to say it before we get into all the ins and outs of the game, how is it that whenever we have a return from international duty, we end up away at Ashton Gate?
It does seem to have happened
quite a lot.
More than is statistically probable.
Yes. Anyway.
Which is okay, so let's get the worst bit out of the way. Edo's red card. It was a minute in.
Edo's red card, it's a minute in. Yes, he definitely took Worsley out in the air. The mitigation, which didn't seem to be looked at, is I was staring gun barrel down my lens. I had the 400mm. And I have a confession to make, which I'll do in a minute. I was staring gun barrel down the lens, and it's interesting to see that Fitzharding is in the way. So basically, Edo would not have seen the fly half until literally the last irresponsible moment, because Fitzharding's between him and Worsley. Yeah. And you've only got a fraction of a second to respond. So am I saying the umpire? No, it's not an umpire. Referee shouldn't have done anything. Absolutely not. But there is some mitigation that
Maybe that's why it was only
it was the fact it wasn't even explored I found a bit weird. But anyway, poor old Eddie. He's 19, everybody. He will learn. It's a terrible mistake to make. He's had the best of weeks and the worst of weeks.
He's had such an incredible start with us.
We cannot put the loss down to Eto. We cannot put the loss down to any member of the team. Yeah, we win as a team, we lose as a team. So
I remember what I was like at 19. I don't think I could have handled the pressure that has been heaped on that young man's shoulders over the past few months.
Absolutely.
I was useless at 19.
And he's a top bloke and he will learn. He's incredibly young. He's incredibly young.
And you could see on his face, he wasn't happy, he wasn't proud.
As I said to somebody earlier today, I hope somebody just puts an arm around him and, yeah.
Because you just you feel that guilt so much more strongly when you're a teenager. I mean, yes,
well, the interesting thing is that, I mean, it's now getting to the point where if you think about what happened, Emmanuel Feaboso was taken out in the air and the guy got a yellow. So we're now getting to the stage where I don't know when the 20-minute red card should be a yellow, should be a,
I don't pretend to know what goes through referees' heads. I think unfortunately, it is a bit of a lottery at the moment in rugby. I mean, yeah, you look
to look after players. So nobody is saying that.
But we do also want consistency with.
But we do also want consistency, and at the moment we seem to be a bit all over the show.
Yeah.
Now,
so
the other thing I want to say is, in the spirit of we win as a team, we lose as a team, all you keyboard warriors, back your collective trucks up.
It's not me.
It's not you.
I would never be mean to Edo online.
We had an incredibly young team out there again. Even some of our old ones are quite young, but some of the youngsters are still very young. And
John Furbank is the same age as me, and he's club captain. Think about Archie McParland, Toby Tame, Edo.
Amena, James Pacer came on. The number of youngsters in that pack is just ridiculous. In that team, it's brilliant, but it means we're going to have some bumps in the road. Now we all know, some of us who've been to Ashton Gate have taken photographs of huddles. I do remember Alex Waller insisting that everybody joined the huddle after one particular game. He went and fetched everybody out of the changing room. Nobody could hide in the changing room. You had to be in the huddle. And in that photo of Alex Waller basically lecturing, I've never heard Alex utter so many words in his life. Next to him is Fraser Dingwall, who basically wants the earth to open up and take him in it. He was just swallow him up. He would, yes. So we will have bumps in the road. And you
think about some of the people that they were playing. You've got the heavily lauded Louis Zammit coming on,
who was hopping. So I don't think he provided much of an attack.
Janssen Van
didn't. So that was the thing that was most annoying. Mr. Van Rensburg, who, although there is, who was, and it was announced could be picked for England. I don't think so. We're not having any of that. Not a year before a World Cup. Let's not do another Sam Burgess. Anyway,
stay away from Fraser Dingwall's shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Or Atkinson, or Lawrence, or all the other already capped centres who are doing really well.
The UK, in England.
We don't need to go and hunt for players. We've got them. They're being grown here in English leagues. And don't get me wrong, Van Rensburg is a very, very good player, as he proved last night. He had an absolute... What I would say, right, is, so keyboard warriors, put your keyboards down, go have a cup of tea. What I would say is everything fell Bristol's way. It's when you know it's your day when the ball bounces a particular way. The ball that bounced that just made me laugh was when Mata headed the ball out of Finn's hands
Finn.
whilst folding him in half, which Ravuvu just picked up and ran down the field to score.
I mean, maybe it's a new tackling technique to aim your head where they're holding the ball.
Whoa.
To dislodge it.
It worked.
It was so nice to see Finn back in club colours.
It is, isn't it? He suits that gold, doesn't he?
He does. Maybe it's the blonde hair.
Mm.
But he does suit that gold very well. I like the gold with the purple.
I like the gold a lot.
I'm going to put it out there.
Your father, do you know your father spent his own money on a gold shirt?
If you know my father, him buying himself clothes, unheard of. I really like the purple collar because I think it joins Northampton and Loughborough a bit more. Obviously, it's not African violet.
Well, it's actually, of course, it's our sponsor Cinch. But
in my head, it's like a little nod.
Little nod to Loughborough. It's very nice. I like that.
It's the wrong shade of purple, but we'll get there.
Yeah, that's true. African violets, please. So George Furbank, we do want to shout out for George. Huge shout out for George. Captain fantastic. Just kept going. Created. Actually, I noticed in the match report probably one of the potential try of the season.
Yeah, I mean it was a very nice try, and
Mr. Dependable. Did you see Mr. Dependable?
I did see Mr. Dependable, and it was so nice because it was halfway through the second half, basically.
Yeah.
And by that point, they've gone in at halftime 35-0 down. They could have just gone, we're not doing this anymore. Just slog it through the last 40, but they didn't. And try from JJ, try from Mr. Dependable. And George Furbank was trying his hardest to be everywhere. Yep,
but he played really, really well. Really well. And we know who's the best fullback in England. Welcome back, George. Welcome back.
It was sad that he was out for so long, but they took care of him, and now he can come back and start playing at his best.
And he is. He is. He absolutely is.
No getting broken again, but no need to question their methods either.
So we do have a shout out for Tom West. Tom, maybe I don't know if it came across on the broadcast, but Tom was injured when Bristol scored their last try, that final maul. I heard the yelp of pain from where I was sitting on my little fishing stool by the technical area. Yeah, so and he's only just come back from being injured at Exeter at the end of last season. So Tom, get well soon, mate. He's worked incredibly hard to get back, and I do hope that it's nothing serious.
Hopefully it's not as long a recovery. But yeah, rest up, have a bowl of leek and potato soup, and
So it's one of those. Here we go again. Let's dust ourselves down. The roller coaster, ladies and gentlemen, is doing a bit of a. You know.
Statistically, if we were going to lose a game, it was going to be this one. It's our first loss in the Prem this season. We haven't got all of our internationals back. A lot of them are off gallivanting around Dubai, so it'll be nice when we get
with new friends. We see he's changed. New friends, Ardy Surveyor. Yeah.
He's just such a social boy.
He is.
So yeah, once we're back to full strength.
Oh, I will say one thing. Article in the Times. Henry, you have got into Stephen Jones's head. You're rumbling around the old bloke's head, and he's not happy. So when you next see him, give him a hug. But Mr. Jones, my namesake, Henry is a great rugby player already. Now, you made reference to the semi-final of the Champions Cup, but go watch his highlights reel, the whole of his highlights reel from last season.
The Sale game from last season.
Yeah, go watch, all the matches he played in the Champions Cup. Go watch his,
England, Wales from the Six Nations.
Well, that's the thing, you see. He's watched all the internationals, but go watch all the league games he played. Go watch all the Champions Cup games he played. He is already a very talented young man delivering the goods for Northampton Saints, which is why we signed him with a new contract. He doesn't need to prove he's a serious rugby player, because he is a sodding serious rugby player, excuse my language.
I don't get it. He clearly has found a way to wind people up, particularly the South Africans. The South Africans seem to really not like him, which I find very funny.
Well, they do. They are at the moment. They are looking for a home for not liking somebody. They do seem, but we haven't played the South Africans yet, and let's wait until they can stay out until next summer when we play them.
It's just under every post of Henry. The thing that's makes me giggle is you'll see, like, so before we played Leinster in the semi-final last year, it was just you wait till he comes across Leinster, and then he was fine. It was just you wait till he comes across these people in the Six Nations, and he was fine. Just you wait till he comes across these people when he's on the Lions tour, and he was fine. So, he's not. He is unafraid of you all.
Yes, and he made a fool of RG Snyman because he shot past him. Anyway, best thing I find for a large South African is just run past them. Right, okay, talking of South Africa.
Oh, yes.
Now, at breakfast this morning...
Jones, this family, but we are not Welsh.
We are not Welsh. We have no connection with the Principality. At breakfast this morning in Bristol, there was a family with all their memorabilia from the Principality Stadium. They all had their little Welsh rugby balls.
It wasn't pretty.
73-0. Not their worst result against South Africa, but their worst results for some time in Cardiff.
Always hurts.
Yeah, well, we have been through that pain recently, if you remember a certain East Midlands Derby.
Yes.
But I think we have to talk about the red card, don't we?
It's not good. That's so dangerous. So for those who haven't seen or don't know what we're talking about, Eben Etzebeth was caught very visibly on camera poking his thumb quite viciously into a Welsh player's eye. I think it was Alex Mann. Quite viciously and quite deliberately.
Yes.
He had full view.
The minimum sanction is 12 weeks. The maximum you were telling me is 4 years.
Yeah, if he's found to have done it with intent, the minimum is 12 weeks. The maximum is 4 years.
There was a famous incident involving, I think it was a French player who got 98 weeks. But his was extended because he claimed the photographs, because it was photographic evidence, not film, video of him committing the offence. He claimed that they'd been photoshopped, and I think they upped the punishment. And I'm not sure. I think the photographer sued him because it wasn't photoshopped. It wasn't photoshopped at all.
No, if you get a photo like that, you're going to just.
Well,
I don't recommend going and watching the video. It's not very nice.
No, it's horrible. It's horrible. It has no place in our sport.
No place.
No place in our sport. So, yeah, horrible.
No, it's a thugs game played by gentlemen, so let's act out the gentleman part.
Yeah. Not great.
So, yeah,
and not great for Wales to lose so heavily because they had so many players unavailable. It wasn't full at the Principality Stadium. It doesn't sound a great spectacle. Really, having test matches outside the test window, just please don't do it. I mean, England are guilty of that. It just nonsense.
It's a sad time for Welsh rugby, and I think, the Six Nations as a competition especially is most exciting when all 6 teams are firing on all cylinders, playing some great rugby. Finally, the Italians are, lifting themselves up out of what was a really big slump, and it seems that we've lost Wales. At the same time, the Italians are up. So get well
Yes,
soon.
it doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get any easier for Wales because their next team is England.
Oh, is it? Oh.
So, anyway.
Remember the famous Gloucester game? The last game I went to at the Gardens, probably the game before last actually, was the Gloucester game where we beat them something like 96-0.
Yes.
By the time we were about 60-70-0 up, I genuinely started wanting us to not score more points because it really, really hurt to watch a team lose that badly.
Yes.
And that's kind of how I feel for the Welsh at the moment.
Don't worry, they did get their own back the following season. But anyway.
That's true. They very much did.
Things do come around. And we can only hope that's the case for the Welsh.
Yeah.
So we do have a report from
Towcester under
11s and 8s. And we're going to run the two of them together. We're going to run the two of them together. And so it's Harry, followed by the International Man of Mystery, Alfie. And, well, a lot to say.
They're not my grandchildren.
No, they're not your grandchildren, no.
So
they're still Lizzie's grandchildren.
They're still Lizzie's grandchildren. That's not how this podcast works.
No.
You don't just
so let's hear what they've got to say.
Yeah.
So today we played Chipping Norton. It was a tough first game, but through the second game I got the first try of the game, assisted the second one, and then just got a bunch of tackles, been playing really good, had a good time, and it was a good match today. They were really good, we played quite well. Taking positives out of that one.
Everything?
There we played Chipping Norton, and I assisted Xander, and Xander assisted me because somebody. So I started with the ball and I passed it to Xander. Then he passed it back to me. Then I passed it back to him. Then he passed it back. Then he passed it back to me. Then then I scored a try.
Well, a lot of positives.
A lot of positives. Taking the positives.
Always have a Xander.
Yeah, Xander, whoever you are, top effort.
In a lot of back and forth.
Yeah. So clearly Saints need to do some recruiting to find a Xander.
Yes. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Oh,
maybe that's what.
That's the International Man of Mystery's contribution to recruitment, recommending Xanders.
He doesn't necessarily have to play. Maybe just having him about would help boost morale after a tough week.
A support player. Oh, right, okay. Well, there you go.
Thank you, IMOM. International Man of Mystery, as I have him written in my notes.
Yes, he's got an abbreviation now.
I just realised before we go on too far, we forgot to do the LWPPOM.
Oh, yes, of course. Now, we've decided to go rogue because it's you and me, haven't we?
Liz isn't here to keep us in check. So we've
gone through all the games this weekend, and so Liz isn't here to keep us under control. So which Ladies Wot Pod player of the match are you suggesting we go for? Mrs C.
I am going Loughborough.
Yeah.
I want to put forward Liz Maud.
And do you want to say why?
So she was playing at 9. I've felt that she had a very Fraser Dingwall character to her, where she was very much in and around the whole thing, calm, in and around everything, getting stuff done, not necessarily getting all the big flashy replays, but very important to the team's victory. because the obvious answer to who's the player of the match is Bo Westcombe Evans, since we can't pick Daisy. The obvious answer is Bo Westcombe Evans, but I think Liz Maud. I nearly went with Catherine Tredder. But I think for me,
she's been a Ladies Wot Pod player of the match in the past. Yes, top woman.
So, or Lucia Scott, who came on very, very early on. She also had a great game.
Yes. No, the woman who managed to break both her hands while scoring for Scotland. Yes.
She's so cute. But yeah. Oh, and also Helen Nelson had a great game.
Of course she did. She's wonderful. Nellie is just the best. Now, I am going to go for a shout-out because I thought, in the face of adversity, this player had an outstanding game. He was tackling anything that moved, and he was the man who was on the end of that brilliant George Furbank kick-through. And it's Mr. Dependable.
You're
Tom
so
Litchfield. Biased. No, I said it in the. Your dad will be, the IT department will be my witness. I said, Mr. Dependable. And they, does.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah. So we've got to pick one.
Yeah, well, it sounds like Liz Maud has tipped the balance, hasn't she?
Liz, I mean, I think given the fact that Loughborough won with such a scoreline.
But we don't do the because you won, you get the prize.
No, but I think. 50,
but
given
the size of the win and the controlled nature of the win, 9 is a really important position. So So well done, Liz Maud. You are the Ladies Wot Pod player of the match. Top work. We're not going to award the Sergeant Wilson award this week, but we are going to say welcome back, Sergeant Wilson, because Sergeant Wilson
reporting for duty, sir.
Yeah.
I always think that the best Sergeant Wilson is you, because you love chatting to a ref. And
yes, Liz has accused me of this in the past.
The first time my mother got given the Sergeant Wilson award was a game that I was at, and Liz and I were stood on the touchline waiting for you after the game, watching you talk to the ref, and we stood there giggling to ourselves about we should give it to Claire. We thought that was so funny.
Well, the lovely James Clark was there last night, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him. Little does he know, I did take some photos of him. Because
out of any other conflict,
I have written on my notepad, and we didn't talk about it earlier. I'm going to talk about it now before we go on to talk about walking rugby, because we do have some walking rugby news to impart. Referees. A lot of discussion about referees. Last night was Ian Tempest. Ian Tempest does still, as far as I'm concerned, have the Comedy Award for Best Line in a Saints game.
It's hard to beat Nigel Owens.
In a Saints game.
Okay.
Which is when Saints were playing at Worcester and Biggs was doing one of his I'm going to lose it moments.
I know what you're talking about.
And in his best scouse, Ian Tempest did the calm down. And even Biggs couldn't keep being annoyed. Even he couldn't keep going on that one. So I have a soft spot for tempo, but last night was not his best. But we're not talking about referees in general. What I am going to talk about is there seems to be this thing. There's one gentleman who is on the Saints Supporters Club Facebook group. And Andy, if you're listening, well, I'm not picking on you, but I've heard this from several people that this season we've ended up with a bunch of trainees refereeing us. Now, the first thing I would say, which I am sure if our old friend out of the pod, Rash Rowden, were talking to us, is there is no such thing as a trainee reffing a Premiership game. They've all qualified as referees in lower leagues. In the case of the Prem, it's the champ. So these are seasoned professionals. They're not, some bloke who's just walked off the street with a flag.
Oh, do you know what a maul is? Here, have a whistle.
So let me just, I'll just quickly go through who we've had as a referee. During the For mobs, we had Central Milton Keynes, as we nicknamed him, Craig's Maxwell's Keys. When we went to Scotland, we had Rory Campbell, who's a very experienced referee, a Scottish referee. When we went to Saracens, we had Anthony Woodthorpe. He's quite experienced. Joe James, yes, everyone's going, who's he? No, sorry, he's been refereeing for a while as well. When we were, that was the Exeter game. Gloucester, we had Adam Leal. Now, we all remember Adam Leal, because Adam Leal was the guy who was flattened by Alex Waller and was still feeling his shoulder the following day at breakfast in Exeter.
Which
Luke Pearce. Now, this is where there is a slight... Sorry, what was that?
Luke Pearce, I was just saying, referees getting flattened isn't funny.
Luke Pearce.
I've never heard... Who is this man? I've never heard... He must be brand new. I've never heard of him.
What, Luke Pearce? Yes, you have. Don't be binged.
I'm being sarcastic, man.
I know you are. Luke Pearce, because he was refereeing an international, and very well he did it too, decided that his calf was tight, so he handed over to Alex Thomas. Alex Thomas has refereed in the Champ. He's an experienced referee, but it was his first Premiership game. Yes. And he did really well. Unfortunately, when he came back in the PRC, it wasn't quite so successful. Let's keep going. When we went up to Newcastle, we had, you've guessed it, Ian Tempest. We came back to Sarries at the Gardens. We had Anthony Woodthorpe. In the PRC, we had Alex Thomas again. And this time, Alex seemed a bit nervous. He seemed a bit more... He wanted to give all the players a chance, and we went into education mode, and it took a long time to play that game. We had Jamie Parr, who I have seen ref in the Champ for the Red Bulls game. We had our old friend Hamish Smales.
Hamish Smales.
Hamish has been refereeing for a long time. And one of my memories of Hamish last season was him going up and congratulating Henry after Henry made his England debut against Wales. He went and shook his hand.
Oh, that's nice.
And then, of course, last night we had Ian Tempest. So we're not getting trainees. We're getting... Now, whether we're getting the best referees... There's one name that's missing from that list, he who shall not be named, that Liz will be really happy about, because that is somebody that we have struggled with as a ref.
I'd like to see more Sarah Cox.
Well, so I heard who is going to be refereeing us next week in France.
At Pau.
At Pau. I'm not going to say who it is, but all I'm going to say, Mrs C, is you are going to be very happy. And it's not Sarah Cox because she's English. But anyway, so, I think we've had some pretty good refs this season. Have we, Have we got the rub of the green all the time? No, but our discipline, even Douse has, referred to our discipline. But can we put to bed this idea that we've got some bunch of schoolboys that have been refereeing us this season? We haven't. We've had some pretty experienced guys. Have they done a good job? No, but then Saints haven't been the most disciplined team either. So,
And it is always a cop-out to complain about the referee, because at the end of the day, we're not here to support the referees, we're here to support the team, and we have to be honest and critical when they don't play as well as we, know they can.
Yes. Yes. And last night was a bad night at the office. So.
Last night was a bad night at the office. Simple.
Now, walking rugby. So this news has... Very good, I like that. That's very good. Yeah. For those of you on Spotify, Mrs C just did the picture of a walking person across her hand with her fingers. Very good. Walking rugby. I think they move a bit. Yeah. Anyway, we have news from a regular listener, Darren Campbell, who was somewhat surprised to meet us at training once. Anyway, Darren, because he's listened to the pod, has been persuaded to become a walking rugby player. Top man. And so this has come via... So it's gone from the UK to where Liz is in the Caribbean, and then back to the UK to me. So it's a well-travelled piece of news that he did 3 tries. Did he do any of them backwards? I don't have news of which direction he was running at the time. Do you get extra points if you're running backwards?
Yeah, that is my father's proudest achievement, is that one time he did a try backwards.
Yes, and then fell over.
He definitely wasn't just falling over.
Yes.
Daddy.
So well done, Darren. 3 tries. Well done, Liz, for getting the message back to it. And well done, everybody, because we've got it on the pod.
Well done, Liz, for putting down your cocktail long enough to text me.
Meanwhile, in Qatar, how's Lando getting on?
I don't really know. I don't really want to look. Lando is in seconds behind Oscar, according to Oscar Piastri.
I have walked on that track. Did you know that?
You have. For those who don't know, my mother...
Yas Marina. Is that right?
Yeah, the Yas Marina. The Yas Marina circuit.
Yes, I've stayed in it. I've stayed in the only 3-star hotel in Abu Dhabi.
I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's why. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Anyway, should we talk about next week?
Next week.
So next week, Bedford played bottom placed Cambridge. You know, I had a bit of a moment yesterday when we were trundling down to Grizzle. I was half keeping an eye on the score at Elijah Fields, as they now insist on calling it at Cambridge, formerly Volac Park, because they took the lead against Worcester Warriors. They were 14-0 up. It's like, what's the carry?
Yeah, my mother and I had a wonderful trip to Cambridge Rugby Club many years ago.
Yes.
I think I must have been 10.
It was some time ago. Yes.
And we had hog roast.
Now, made for you by a former Saints player, Stuart Frizzell. Or Frizzell.
And it was really good. I have no memory of the rugby, but I do remember the hog
They were playing the Cornish All Blacks and won, I believe.
If I'm ever at Franklin's Gardens, I am first in the queue at Saul's Espresso for a pork chips and gravy. So
you're a big pork chips. If you can hear my washing machine in the background, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologise. He's obviously on full spin.
I cannot hear your washing machine.
Anyway, so it's Bedford at Goldington Road. So if you're not coming to France, you can get yourself a fix of rugby at Goldington Road with the slope, and we're in the build up to Christmas.
You can get a decent pint of beer and watch a decent game of rugby. Why would you not?
Absolutely, you can. And the team would love to see you there. So please get yourself down to Goldington Road.
You'll make my replacement very happy.
Yes, he needs making happy.
Meanwhile,
Loughborough have got probably one of their toughest gigs of the season because they're off to the Stonex to play Saracens. So good luck, girls. Hope it goes well.
I am quite a big fan of Jess Breach, who is a Saracens women's player.
She certainly is.
I really liked her during the World Cup. She has a clothing brand with a bunch of other Red Roses. I have some of their stuff. So it's going to be really, really hard for me to have to dislike her for 80 minutes. But when you put on the African Violet, not that I own any African Violet, because it's trademarked by Loughborough.
Yes.
I found out.
Yeah. Little bit of insight from Nathan Smith there. I tell you what, doesn't she do the podcast with Rugby Rodeo?
She does Rugby Rodeo with Ellie Kildunn, which is always worth a listen. Because it is really, I find it really interesting. I listen to the Good, the Scaz, and the Rugby Rodeo.
These little podcasts.
I will watch Ladies Wot Pod every week, obviously, and I will listen to the Good, the Bad, and the Rugby, but only when they have the women on, because they have Shauna Brown, Maud Muir, and Salia Kabea, which is a great trio.
Good listening. I did manage Rugby Rodeo this week. I listened to the one where Ellie was talking about 2 things. One was her being the voice of Heathrow.
Yes.
And Jess being really happy that she's going on holiday from Gatwick. And which seemed a bit harsh. And of course, Ellie meeting Henry.
And their adverts are out now as well. The adverts they filmed for it too. So you can see Ellie and Henry together. So Jess Breach used to play for Quinn's Women, which is how she knows Ellie Kildunn. And she's going out with a former Quinn's player called Archie something that I did know the name of and have now forgotten. But her boyfriend used to play for Quinn's as well, and his name is Archie.
His name's Archie. Very good.
So if you're a Quinn's fan, Archie. I don't know why a Quinn's fan is watching this, but whatever.
Well, I imagine there's one out there. We've got some Newcastle Red Bulls. Hello, Charlotte, and your mum, supporters. So yes, it's going to be a big ask at the StoneX.
Big game. Saracens have pretty much been number 2 to Gloucester. I mean, Gloucester heartbreak, but Saracens have been very much in that number 2 spot for a while. So,
although they had a bit of a dodgy season last season, and of course, Lightning did beat.
They did beat Saracens
at the Gardens. So let's see what's going on. If they've got to try.
Every faith in the lasses.
Yeah. Good call, Miss J. Good call. Mrs C. I'm doing it again.
Mrs C. I am still Mrs C. And while we're talking about women's rugby, a player that you and Liz have been courting for quite some time to come to Loughborough has announced that she's retiring. Abby Dow. Look at that for a segue. Gosh, she's professional.
Yeah, no crocheting at the Gardens.
No crocheting. As a fellow crocheter, I am very sad.
Although she did appreciate the crocheting of Hackleton's WI. And also, Liz and I wanted her brother to come to the Gardens too, so he could wear his outfits of the opposition. So that's a loss to the rugby community as far as I'm concerned. But congratulations. I hope all goes well on your engineering career, Abby, and thank you everything that you've done. And it now opens up a little window of opportunity for a certain Westcombe Evans. So scoring 4 tries yesterday.
A nice space on the England wing.
Yeah, just a little Bo Westcombe. It's not because she's one of the shorter members of the team, but that little opening on the
definitely took a big step forward and said, "Here's my name." Yesterday, I'll tell you one thing that we didn't discuss during our chat about the Loughborough game that you might not have seen is at half time there was a mascot race between Bernie and Mattioli, I think he's called. Or no, he's called Welford. The Leicester Tigers mascot is called Welford. There was a race between the mascots, so they had to run, and then they went wiggling through some things. They had to jump over some tackle bags. They went wiggling through some sticks. They had to jump in some hoops, and then tackle a bag, pick up a ball, and score a try, I believe was the order. And poor Bernie was having to hold his head on the entire time because it seemed to be trying to fall off. So he was doing everything one-handed, and he still won!
Hey! Bernie!
I think Welford...
you used to call him for reasons that I still haven't quite fathomed. Burner! Yeah, Burner. It's like Bernie.
I was a member of Bernie's club for many, many years. You used to get the little badge, get your face painted in the village. Yep. They used to do the puzzles.
Yeah.
In the program. What a great time. Oh yeah, Bernie won. And apparently also Welford was caught knocking the ball on over the line as well. So even if he had won, it would have been disallowed.
So we're the East Midlands champions when it comes to the mascot race. Is that what we're saying? Yes.
Which is really the only thing that counts.
Yeah, absolutely. Forget the rest of it. Season's over.
But
it isn't, because now, Tom Lockett, you've changed.
He's changed.
He's
a different man than the man we thought we knew.
Tom was the accompanied Liz Tyler to the launch of this season's Champions Cup.
Ooh. I'm wearing my very old European jersey.
Yes, a European shirt from 2011 when we got to the final in Cardiff.
I was wearing this shirt at the final in Cardiff. And if you remember, I shouted so much before the game that I actually lost my voice for the rest of the match.
They noticed the silence, you see.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway, so Tom cuddling a zebra, really?
I don't have a zebra. I feel very, very.
Oh, you don't? Oh, am I a bad parent as a result?
Yeah, I have a small.
Everybody's got a zebra. No, I don't think. No, that's not invested. I mean, no. Here we go. Where are we? Here we go.
Fetch a dazzle. There's a dazzle.
There's a dazzle. There you go. And they come with their, their little labels on.
He's quite, isn't he? He's quite spread.
Yes, it is a bit sort of, yes, because he won't attach to it. I mean, I have one that's on top of my screen. And yes, and the ones that the players get now are huge. They apparently have grown.
They've got bigger and they've got heavier. So I don't know if they've
got bigger and heavier. Yes. So I don't know. We don't, of course, Liz and I don't know. In fact, the Lizzies and I, Liz Tyler and Liz Saunders, don't know what stash we're going to get at the cup games. Because last year it was ginger biscuits, which were getting a bit old by the time we got to the semi-final.
I don't like ginger biscuits.
So but they were sort of lemony ginger biscuits. They were very nice.
But you like a ginger biscuit.
Yeah, that's true. Biltong, which I definitely don't like.
No.
And then, Tony's chocolate. If you know.
Oh, I do like a bit of Tony's chocolate.
Tony's chocolate.
You get the bag of the Tony's chocolate little bits. Oh, they're really good. Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. Sorry.
There was a lot of Tony's chocolate in Dublin when we were there for the semi-final, and masses of the stuff. Anyway,
should have bought me some.
So we don't know what it is this week, but Saints are off to a new location,
a new club.
I will be watching them tonight because they're playing La Rochelle, and that's the confession that I talked about earlier. So the last time I sat side on at a Saints game, La Rochelle.
Really? Wow.
So it's my fault, ladies and gentlemen, because we all know what happened in that game.
That's not the one where I twisted my ankle.
No, that's the one where Liz ended up stood next to a certain defence coach's father.
Oh yeah, that was racing, wasn't it?
Yeah, yours was racing when you did your ankle and you were hopping about the place. So yes, we're off to Section Paloise. We're off to Pau. Pau are flying high in the top 14. Sorry?
Stade Municipal de Amour.
Very good. Your best.
Thank you.
GCSE French.
My best GCSE French there.
And Duolingo has been in full tilt in the Jones household, and it's not me, it's your father. So we're off to see Pau. Now, the interesting thing about Pau is they play the same way we do.
Oh, excellent.
Yes. So I watched them dismantle Bordeaux. So if we can get everybody back, and that's a big if, so, we've got the Colesies and the Mitchies and the Dingers and the Slights and, Finn and Dingers and Mitch. Yeah, if we can get everybody back with an added JJ Van der Mesht. Yeah. So, it's going, and of course Callum Chick and Josh Kemeny and
we could see a really exciting.
We could see some fabulous running rugby in.
Which is what we all want at the end of the day. We want to see passing.
We want to see running rugby. So it's two teams who play in a very similar way. Nice. So tonight they play La Rochelle's Stade Rochelet at the stadium that you've just named. So it'd be really interesting to see how they get on. Joe Simmons is the name that most of us would have heard of, but I think he's injured at the moment. I don't think he'll be playing next week. I nearly, very cruelly, put up a picture of Joe, a very famous picture of Joe when he was playing for Exeter, which Ollie Slightholme would enjoy because it's when Ollie charged down his kick so that we won the game.
Yeah.
In the empty stadium during COVID. Anyway. So, yes, so we're off to Po. Dr. Jones and I are doing it the softy way. We're going by train. So we're going via Paris. We're going to have an evening in Paris. And
I'm not going.
You're not going.
I'm working on that.
You're earning your crust. You're looking after those that need to be cared for.
Yes.
As a good person that you are. So yes, so we're off to Paris to begin with. Then we're trundling mid-morning on Friday. We're going to Po. We're hoping, but at the moment we've got the tickets to go. We're going to see the handball, but we haven't actually got a way of getting there and getting back again. So we have the tickets and no transport at the minute, so we've got to work that one out. And then on Saturday, my understanding is... Sorry, my love?
You bring back some nice cheese.
No, we can't. We can't. You're not allowed to bring anything back at the minute because of bird flu.
Oh.
No cheese.
No
cheeses for us, Mrs. and other Muppet songs. Yes, so we're going to Saturday night, I believe there is a Saint show at a pub called, oh goodness me, I'm going to have to look it up. Because Graham and Lenny will be there. And I did get a message from Graham. The Galway. Of course there's an Irish pub. Of course there's an Irish pub. It's between 6 and 7 local time.
Woo! Tune in. Go visit everyone. Yes. I was interviewed by the lovely Graham McKechnie at Silverstone. No.
You were?
It wasn't Graham who interviewed me.
It was Annabelle.
I did meet Graham McKechnie. No, it wasn't Annabelle. It was a man.
Oh, it was Tom.
It was Tom who interviewed me at Silverstone this year.
Yes, it was Tom. Yes. So, yes. So, it's a busy week ahead. It's a new competition.
I'll just say, I genuinely walked up to Graham McKechnie and went, I think you know my mum.
You sad person. Anyway.
I know. Nepo baby.
Anyway, so for those of you that are watching on telly, enjoy it on telly. For those of you travelling, travel safely, and let's go and see a new... I've never been to Po.
We're running out of new top flight-ish rugby stadiums in France.
Well, we aren't, but Saints are, yes. I think I've still got quite a few to go. So have a lovely trip, everybody.
Yep. Enjoy the cheese that I can't have. Enjoy the wine.
Yes.
Enjoy the rugby.
Enjoy the rugby. Have a great time. And I think, well done, Mrs C. You've helped us make, and even the horses will be happy, Ladies Wot Pod Series 2, Episode 19.
Series 2, Episode 19.
Bye, everybody.
I'm honoured to have been invited on such a prestigious podcast. I hope I've done you proud, Mrs S. Godspeed, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
So today we played Old Scouts. It was a tough first half of the first game, but we managed to come back from a we were losing 1-4, and then we came back to win it 5-4. And we had not the best second game. Struggled in the first half, struggled in the second half. Overall, they weren't the nicest players. They were tackling our players who didn't have the ball, but it was fun.